Okay, so I know it's been a while since I've made a theory video. And I mean, it's been a while. I'm pretty rounded. I was pretty focused on Skyward Sword to get some progress done on it. So I'm going to do a theory on the Kikwis and the Korkles. So you know the Korkles, they're from Breath of the Wild and Hyrule Warriors. That's the only 2 times you ever see them. And the Kikwis, you only see them in Skyward Sword, and they live in Foron Forest or just the forest. I forget. Honestly, I don't forget. It's just I just haven't played Skyward Sword for a while, trying to, complete it. And I needed to take a break. And so we're going to theorize on the Korkles and the Kikwis. And before we begin the video, which, yes, it's delaying a lot, I want to say stay tuned for the end of this video for an important message. So the Kikwis, all you see them is in Foron Forest or the forest. And I think it's Foron Forest, so Foron Forest. And you have to chase one, because he's all afraid once you kill out the other red goblins, although he didn't see that because he's in a little, he was tucked in a little corner, and his bush plant came out, and you know what happened? You have to start chasing this poor Kikwi, and yeah, we're not going to get into the details of that. So if you haven't already seen my Skyward Sword one, I suggest watching that so that you can get some information and see what I mean. And the theory video will be a lot more exciting and interesting. So the Korkles are little plants / animals. So they're like the Kiwis. The Kiwis are also half plant, half animal. Fascinating, right? So I thought, do you know what that reminds me of? How things evolution evolve, basically. So say maybe the Kiwis evolved into the Korkles, because it's been the timeline, which Nintendo didn't do for us, and we made it ourselves. We're going to put Skyward Sword is on the beginning of the timeline, because it makes sense, because that's the only time you're in the sky, ever, I believe. Other than that one time, and so I'm kind of wondering, maybe this, because it takes you never really see the Kikwis until you never see them again. It's very surprising. So I thought, okay, I think maybe the Korkles are the Kiwis. And here's some good reasons, and here are some things that I kind of have for, let's say, information on this, so that we can try and add up the facts and find out if the Kiwis and the Korkles are actually alike. So we've already gone through that. Both Korkles and Kiwis are similar. They're both, half animal, half plant. So, you know what? Usually you would think, this is weird. So, they also both live in the forest. I mean, unlike the Kiwis, they don't live in the forest where the Master Sword is kept. But the Korkles, are in the forest where the Master Sword is. So I'm thinking, this is another similar thing. Another similar thing is that they're really funny, and when they go cool and Kiwi, well, the Korkles go tee-hee-hee when you find them, or it's wee-hee-hee. I don't remember which, because I think they do both, but I honestly don't remember, but so do you see the similar things? They're both friendly. That's another thing that they have in common, and then there's one more thing about them that's in common. Both the Korkos and the Kiwis are both get attacked by monsters. Can't be seen by humans. Normal humans, I think. Actually, no. That's only the Korkos can't be seen by humans. Like maybe they can be seen by Zelda. Probably too, and probably also Link because they both have pure hearts of the goddess. Because Link has the piece of the Triforce of courage, and Zelda has the Triforce of wisdom. But that's for another time. And so I think there's a lot of similar things about them, but there's one thing that isn't similar about them. There's only one thing. The Korkos can't be seen by humans. So why can't the Kiwis not be seen by humans? Well, I have a bit of a reason why they may not be able to be seen by humans. Maybe when the Korkos didn't evolve, they start worrying about our humans seeing them and starting to research them because they thought, and maybe they got a bit worried about this and thought, okay, maybe we shouldn't be seen by humans. Oh, so they have the Great Gecko Tree, which is a leader, so this is another similar thing. And so I think, maybe they both have leaders. Remember, there's the Kikwi Elder, and then there's the Great Gecko Tree, which is basically Elder also, so, similar. So, my conclusion is that the Korok and the Kiwis, well, let's get back into the one thing I was talking about. It's very strange that the Korokos and the Kiwis, the Kiwis may have gone scared because, the humans were scary, remember? There's a lot of things that humans did in the past that may have not been forgivable. Remember that huge tree in Skyward Sword? Well, there was a huge tree in Breath of the Wild. Yep. And it was cut down. But remember that was a very precious tree to the Kiwis? And that made them upset. So when they evolved, evolution happened probably because they needed to adapt. They probably were mad that the humans had destroyed their tree to make just buildings, although buildings are important, but habitat? No, you shouldn't destroy them. So maybe the Korkos decide it's best if they don't see us. And then we're going into the Lost Woods. The most scariest place on Earth where you should not go in Breath of the Wild, although you have to eventually, or you can choose to, because otherwise you're going to. It makes it a bit easier to beat Ganon, but you honestly don't need to beat. If you beat Ganon, it's pretty easy anyway. But I think that they made that mist. They asked the Great Gecko Tree to make it so that, because they were also concerned about the Gecko Tree, that the same thing would happen to the Gecko Tree. Great Gecko Tree, or whatever. So, I conclude that maybe they were the same thing, but that the evolution happened. It's natural for humans. Well, we may have evolved from apes, but and maybe the same with the Kiwis and Korkos, but maybe the Korkos were afraid finally enough to, hide it in the mist so that when people came in, they would get lost in the woods and they eventually would give up. Like, sometimes you have to take a break from the Lost Force. I personally had to because it was pretty darn hard, and I was like, okay, give this a break. Okay, now that is the end of the theory video because, unfortunately, I kind of want to say this. I think the Kiwis and the Korkos are the same because it makes sense, right? Because I've stated a bunch of facts, so yeah. There's a lot of evidence. I think they definitely may have evolved. So that is So that is our answer to this theory. And now for that very important message. I am going to be unavailable for the next while because of the holidays and also because I'm traveling. And that's the important message. And hope you like this theory video and consider subscribing and liking this video too. And that's it. Zellstar4 out.